This is Rushab, an above-average student who works very hard every day. Even though he is a hardworking student, he has quite the problem, and he isn't alone. Every day, students like Rushab are procrastinating and are pushing their assignments further and further. According to the Huffington Post, about 86% of high school students say they procrastinate. So we have asked various students about their procrastination habits.
Yes, I procrastinate very often.
I'd say probably daily, because I probably have tasks I have to do every day, and whether it be BuzzFeed or Smosh or Tobuscus, somehow normally YouTuber or Vine or iFunny are involved. I wouldn't say they're necessarily the reason, but they make it a lot easier to do a little thing before I do my homework, and that one little thing turns into 5 minutes of finding out what kind of being I am.
I think it's a daily thing. I think it's because a lack of focus at times causes for procrastination.
Depends on the length of the assignment, really. If it's something quick, then I'll usually do it right away. But if it's something like studying, I probably procrastinate like an hour or so. Truthfully, because the assignment seems like boring or tedious, and there's always when you sit down to do something, there always seems like there's something better that you could be doing. So things like reading or like watching, like anything that you want.
We also interviewed Mr. Casio to find his opinion on the subject.
Why do students procrastinate? All right, so I think there's multiple reasons for this. I definitely think it's a major issue, and I think it's a learned behavior, or it's probably more so a behavior that comes about because there isn't a learned behavior to get rid of it. I think as students or human beings become more organized and become more aware of time constraints and the importance of meeting deadlines, I think procrastination goes to the wayside. Some people, like myself, I do better with shorter timelines. So if I know that I have more time, I may wait, but I'm able to thrive in pressure situations. And so I'm not opposed to waiting. Other people don't, and they wait too long, and then they wind up short-changing or doing a poor job. So I think students do it for a lot of different reasons, but mostly I think it's based on the fact that they don't know any other way, or they're not getting the guidance at home to learn how to compensate for procrastination with like organization and structure.
We do agree with Mr. Casio. However, we believe it's more than just a lack of organizational skills. At home, there are many distractions that prevent students from finishing their work, such as Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and other social media websites. These distractions are much easier to access than they were a few years ago. Almost every household has someone who has a smartphone or computer. Video games are an increasingly popular way to procrastinate. Some students have spent hundreds of hours on games such as Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and Destiny, which make it much easier for students to lose focus and forget their priorities. Students, however, eventually have to do their homework, and many even pull an all-nighter in order to get it done. We asked the health teacher, Mrs. Stiglitz, for more information.
Okay, so when students stay up all night and try to study and procrastinate to the last minute, that's why they stay up all night. They don't get enough sleep, they don't do a good job on their work, and they tend to have anxiety issues, suffer from depression, maybe any type of mental disorder or physical disorder because they're connected.
According to a study published on WebMD, out of a group of 374 undergraduates, it was found that students who put things off are more likely to eat poorly, sleep less, and drink more than students who do homework promptly. According to another website, the long-term effects of taking all-nighters include high blood pressure, heart attack, heart failure, stroke, ADD, depression, and other mood disorders. Procrastination has made students do more unethical things such as cheating, and is becoming more common. We asked students on their thoughts on how procrastination affects the amount of cheating.
They end up not studying as much, and that will lead to them cheating on tests because they won't really know as much info as other people who actually studied.
I think procrastinating leads to cheating because if you procrastinate or if you don't have the homework on time, then you're gonna like be desperate, and if someone else has it, then like I said, you're going to be desperate, and you're going to want their information instead of doing it your own in a much more sloppy manner in less time than someone else who already did it. So you'll be tempted to take the information from them.
Does procrastination lead to cheating? Well, yes, it does. If you leave an assignment to the last minute, the only way to complete it is to cheat. And cheating, well, it's pretty wrong.
These students aren't wrong. The Josephson Institute Center for Youth Ethics has surveyed 43,000 high school students in public and private schools and found that 59% of high school students admitted cheating on a test during the last year. 34% self-reported doing it more than 2 times. 1 out of 3 high school students admitted that they had used the internet to plagiarize an assignment.
So procrastination in terms of stress and grades, pretty interesting. Stress first. I definitely think it causes stress. I think a lot of kids, once again, because of the lack of organization, not sure what to do, wind up waiting way too long. And then once they wait too long, it's overwhelming. And one of the big things, I think, in terms of transitioning from high school to college, and one of the reasons why I do this, and I think other teachers should do this, is giving long-term assignments to get kids to kind of figure out and plug in when it best serves them to get things done, knowing that those timelines are very strict, and knowing that there is no chance for making it up. So if I give an assignment and it's due in 10 days, if you don't have it on that 10th day, it's a 0. There's no extra time. There's no points off. You've been given 10 days. You should have done it. I think this forms a valuable lesson with students, knowing that timelines are essential. And when you look at college and you look at the professional world, that's really more the reality of things. You're not getting things every night. You're getting things over a long term and saying this is when it needs to be done, and then you're meeting those deadlines. In terms of grades, I think the kids that learn that quicker and are more efficient in terms of managing their time, you will definitely see a connection with them being more successful in their grades, getting better grades and going to better colleges, and then hopefully getting better jobs.
The quality of work from students goes down as a result of procrastination too. A study from Time.com shows that students who turn in work at the last minute get worse grades than students who turn in their work beforehand. However, a study from Psychology Today says that students who procrastinate may become more creative over time than students who do not procrastinate. Procrastination is mostly negative. People can have free time to do things that seem more fun than work, but push their priorities for last. This can cause stress and lead to mental disorders. People who procrastinate also suffer from a lack of sleep and still have lower quality work than their peers. Overall, most people would probably have an easier life if they didn't procrastinate.